If you hit record to that, let me know.
It should be recording right now.
The team was popping, put it close to your ear hole. You want reviews, we gotta sit back for info. We popping and never stopping and leaving y'all wanting more. The team was popping. The team was popping.
Alright, we ready?
Shit.
How is the IT person having such difficulty with a simple USB device? What the fuck is going on?
That's because he got like USBs everywhere.
Yeah,
Like,
the struggle is definitely real.
Cause now I'm like, what is that USB? Cause this one don't have one.
Right there.
Yes, but where is the USB for it? The world will never know.
I don't know.
Alright, we ready. 4 minutes in.
Alright, but you know what I'm saying, like you said, the weather is good as hell out there.
Yeah.
You know what season it is, right?
Spring.
Tornado?
Oh, that booed up season is it's over with now. And now, you know, time to get new hoes.
Just heard of the new hoes.
Did we introduce the show or is this just warm up?
So all is live. Everyone sitting at home just think their TV just messed up.
We're just talking.
Yeah, we just talking.
So who did y'all discuss with that y'all was gonna start doing this warm-up session?
We gonna need you to follow along.
No. We're gonna need to discuss with people plans.
That's women for you. They want everything planned out.
Yeah.
Until they want you to improvise when they doing shit they ain't got no business.
That's all day, every day.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's looking
fine. You ain't doing it the right way.
Mm-hmm.
I do everything. You just sit on the couch.
Says the man that just took 4 minutes to plug in a simple USB device.
Shit, I've been off of that. Yeah, so back to these summer dresses that we about to start seeing in the spring. Mm-hmm. I mean, we ain't doing that. We just you know,
shooting the shoot.
Yeah, we just looking. Mm-hmm. But anywho,
are we doing okay? Are we discussing?
Of course, Delta's lost.
That's the thing that I had the problem with.
That's the same way I feel. That's what I've been trying to tell everybody.
Because they started talking as if we're potting.
Yeah, I want to like come in like naturally.
And apparently,
get
what
into
has
the pot.
happened is that Gene, the Truth and SBZ have had a conversation amongst themselves that this is how the
Gene has
pod
never
is
heard
going to
this
start.
Never. Gene is the only one playing along with it.
Yes,
So you had a conversation with yourself.
I caught him.
And decided to do this.
Yeah,
I just want to know what the origin story
just walking
is.
Instead of like going into the pot, like, so you ready to pot? You ready to pot? You're not just talking
to discuss that
and
with
then
us?
go into the pot.
It was impossible to discuss that with us? Or even give us a heads up?
I didn't know it was going to go that bad. It's going even worse.
Because we're confused.
Our argument is being recorded on TV.
First, I was confused. I said
you was lost.
Y'all jumped on the same bandwagon as if y'all both knew exactly what was going on. Yeah. And then after I said, okay, so that's what this is. And then Delightful asked the same question. She's like, are we? And I'm like, hence me saying, before you do things like this,
don't do that shit no more. I
want to discuss it with everybody, so we're on the same page.
Shit, I'm stressed out now.
Good. Don't do that shit no more.
I need drugs.
I'm good. You got a chill pill?
Nah, I wish I did. But this is some goddamn bullshit here.
It is some bullshit.
We good.
So it's.
But everybody, I think everybody.
That's what he was trying. He was trying to get everybody comfortable. I caught on for it.
We understand that now, but a 2-second conversation before all this started would have eliminated all that.
It was great for me, the confusion for your face. Your face was
Because
great.
I was like,
You was like, what the fuck going on? Delta was over here like, the birds in the sky is flying.
All right. I mean, I think that's why me and they would like to have that type of conversation. Like when I was somewhere I had no business being last night. It's like, yeah, you know what I'm saying. So we was at the club with Versi, right?
Yeah.
And you know what I'm saying. Like, no, good. Like,
and it's like,
Versi, and then she just gonna play right along with it.
Yeah.
And it's like,
not only that, it was almost kind of like the conversation that y'all started having had absolutely nothing to do with us. Like if I were to pull the same thing and I said, you know what season coming up, right? Delightful.
Yeah.
And you know we about to see these guys out here that's getting their bodies
don't
together
do no
in the
bullshit
gym.
on your lawn.
And you know what I'm saying? You gonna
Don't
see
do
that?
no bullshit. You gonna get caught.
You gonna see
You gonna
that
get her
dick
caught
print
up.
and them sweat jeans and them sweatpants. Oh shoot! I can't wait to see it. You know what I'm saying? It's like I think y'all would have felt some type of way had we done the same thing. So you know, I don't know.
It's called improv.
No, it's called disrespectful.
That was like, the birds are popping in the air.
Well, it look like we feeling good and it look like we ready to pod and everything.
That it is.
That it is. Now we're gonna do a quick little roll call and then start off on the T. So introducing ourselves, we're gonna start off to my far right. We have Miss Delightful.
Hey everybody, it's your girl, Miss Delightful. How y'all doing?
Doing all right. And then on my other right, we have
It's
Riri,
Riri,
aka
aka shit star of the day.
That it is.
Pistol Star.
We
No, we own it.
Then I got my man, The Truth.
Yo, the
What up,
truth.
True?
Just speaking it.
Alright, and I am the host, SBZ.
Hey,
Yes.
SBZ.
Beast. He's finna get his ass handed
Why
to
don't
him
you
today.
do a rap?
Definitely. Did you just ask him to rap?
Yeah.
No.
I said, why don't you do a rap?
And also introducing
Truth.
Little True. Hey, Little True.
Roofy.
It's like he knew it was coming on.
I tell you, he's the fifth unofficial member?
Right.
Definitely.
We gotta get him a T and what's popping.
Yeah, we do.
Look shirt. Say
We've
yeah.
been saying that
Hey,
since
True, go sit
episode
down.
number one.
Yes.
Where's my goddamn shirt at?
Hey, True.
Alright, let's go ahead and spill some tea, y'all.
Let's do it.
Alright, so we're going to start off with some entertainment news. I wanted to talk about this the first to go around, like when it first happened. When we ended up not podding, but Jonathan Majors, he ended up getting into a physical altercation with his girlfriend. She wasn't named publicly, but, you know what I'm saying, like, I guess he put hands on her or whatever. And,
Is it his girlfriend or is it his wife?
I'm thinking a girlfriend.
No, they said girlfriend.
Yeah. But
I thought he was
married.
married.
No.
You were right with me.
I know he got a baby mother, but I don't think he's married.
I could have sworn he was married.
I could have sworn he was married.
But it's like that story has flipped so many times in the last 2-3 weeks.
As it should.
And it's like first I thought it was a random chick. Then I realized he was in the car with this woman and he knows her and everything. It's just like this story has flipped like 3-4 times already, and it's just like it's blowing me. You know what I'm saying? But the original story I heard seems like a legit story. He looked at his phone and he got a text from one of his freaks, and she saw it and she went apeshit.
Mm-hmm.
So that seemed like a legit story. You know what I'm saying?
Right. But, you know what I'm saying, like the news cycle went by, and then like, then TMZ got a hold of some shit. So, you know what I'm saying, like, I don't know if y'all got a chance to like see the text messages, like, that went down from that day. It got released by the lawyers, weirdly. And from looking at those texts, it looked like it was very incriminating that Jonathan Major, he did that shit.
Really?
He did what? Put his hands on her?
Yeah, and like in the text messages, like she was saying, like, yeah, you know what I'm saying, I know what the media trying to do. We trying to get the heat up off of you, basically. I'm not reading the actual text.
Yeah.
But it looked very incriminating, and I think when the lawyers released it, they didn't look at her admitting that, you know what I'm saying, like when she was saying that he didn't do any physical abuse.
Mm-hmm.
And I think that's why they have like a lawyer teams deal with stuff, because I think like that lawyer made a mistake by releasing those texts, because it was looking kind of one way, like maybe old girl, you know, she misbehaved, misappropriated herself, you know what I'm saying, he should have been charged. Those texts make it look like, yeah, they got the right person, he choked her ass. I mean, what y'all think about that?
That's, you know, he got psycho eyes, so he looked kind of crazy. He looked like he can lose his temper and kind of spaz out. To me, I always thought that, you know, in his early movies, I thought that of him. He's definitely you know, he got crazy eyes. So I'm not shocked of none of this happening. You know what I'm saying? Chick, you know, his chick, side chick, or his main chick, or whatever she was in the car with him, decided to grab his phone when she saw a text. He was like, excuse my language, bitch, what are you doing? Get my goddamn phone back. And then she wouldn't give him the phone back. And he was like, I gotta get this phone back because she could see some shit in this shit. So he did whatever he had to do to get the phone back. And unfortunately, he put his hands around her neck. I see that from him though. You know what I'm saying? If it was Michael B. Jordan, I would be like, you know what I'm saying? I don't think he'd choke a bitch. But, you know, this dude kind of got crazy eyes. It was like he a choke a bitch. So,
all I got to say is I know niggas couldn't wait for this shit to happen. Because they knew Jonathan Major's star was coming up, and, you know, he had a lot of women fawning all over him. So when this hit the scene, it was almost like, I bet niggas was like, I knew that nigga wasn't shit. Like, you know, so guys was pretty happy to see his downfall. I think just from a, you know, Googling eyes of women point of view, but I don't think it truly any black man wants to see another, you know, black man go down for something like this.
I think it's a sad situation, but I can see it happening.
Yeah, I got a little bit of the text message that she sent him that the lawyer released. She said, please let me know you're okay when you get this. They assured me that you won't be charged. They said they had to arrest you as protocol when they saw the injuries on me and they knew we had a fight. I'm so angry that they did, and I'm so sorry that you're in this position. We'll make sure nothing happens about this. I told them it was my fault for trying to grab your phone. I only just got out of the hospital. Just call me when you're out. I love you. And then she sent another message that said they just called again to check on me, and I reiterated how this was not an attack and they do not have my blessings on any charges being placed. I read the paper they gave me about strangulation, and I said point blank that this did not occur and should be removed immediately. The judge is definitely going to be told this. She ensured this to me. I know you have the best team and there's nothing to worry about. I just want you to know that I'm doing all I can on my end. I also said to tell the judge to know that the origin of the call was to do with me collapsing and passing out, and your worry as my partner due to our communication prior, out of care. She promised all will be relayed. It's like, that is so fucking sad.
It is.
So she passed out when
yeah, and she's still trying to protect him. You know, as a woman who's been involved in domestic violence situations, it's just so sad to me that these women are so afraid to lose this man that they don't want to do anything to cause them to have to deal with the consequences of their actions. You know what I mean? Okay, I tried to grab your fucking phone. Just the same way that we're always saying, you know, this traffic stop for police wasn't, the punishment for that was not death. It's like the same thing for when I grab my man's phone. The punishment for that should not be death. It shouldn't be death at the hands of the police, and it also shouldn't be death at the hands of the person that you love and trust.
I mean, she's still alive, though.
I understand, but she could have died. He almost killed her. She passed out.
I want to really go in on that one, but what is your opinion on the situation? You ain't said nothing.
I'm gonna play devil's advocate.
No, I
Yes.
can play devil's advocate. Well, you know what? I had read like an article about him where 2 directors had came out to speak
Yeah,
against
you
him.
told me about that.
And one of them was for I think it was that show Minecraft, Love and Minecraft or something.
Oh, Lovecraft Country.
Yeah. And the director was just saying how he was very difficult to work with. She said that he would berate and belittle his team and other people that work with him. Like, he was very difficult to get along. Like, he would lose his temper. And then it was another director that worked on a play or something that he was in, and he said that he was just a terror, you know, like he would lose his temper and he would just fly off the handle and, you know, very throwing stuff, very aggressive. And it's like, you know, I think one of them had tweeted something about they're trying to boost his career, and he's not a good person. You know, they're trying to make him out like he's this wonderful, all-around good person, and he's really evil. You know, he's like, I'm not gonna, you know, badmouth him during this particular point in his, you know, life, but he's not the person that he puts on in front of the camera. And I just say this, a lot of people are not, you know. I don't know exactly what happened between him and her, but I think if he did put his hands on her, he should be held responsible for his action, because it could have turned, you know, violent. He could have killed her, or she could have went into a coma or anything, you know.
Damn.
Yeah.
Death and coma.
No.
I mean, if
that's
she passed out,
right? If she passed out,
oxygen
she
to her
could lose
brain.
oxygen. She could get a broken blood vessel. She
Yeah,
could get
anything could
a
happen.
blood clot. There has been research done into this, that women who get strangled, they can die days, months, and years later due to that strangulation.
Wow.
It's not a game. It's not a game out here choking women thinking you're not hurting them, because you are. So, you know, they can die later. They can get a blood clot. They can get a broken blood vessel that turns into something else down the road. But it's all as a result of that strangulation. So, you know, we don't want you guys to you know, think that we're just, you know, hyping it up for no reason. This is real.
I think it's very real for a man to put his hand around a woman and choke her till she pass out. That's like very real. My issue with the whole scenario though is, it's like you've been aggressive as the woman in that instance. It's his physical phone. It's his property. And for you to reach over him and to try to snatch it from him and able to take it away from a grown man to get his phone is the root of the problem. My thing is, things escalate because the person on the other end, it could be a woman or a man. You know, it could be reverse roles in this situation too. But I'm saying that person that makes that attempt to get the phone, or, you know what I'm saying, muff somebody in the head or put your finger in their face, anything that can strike a chord with a person you in a disagreement
Trigger.
with. Yeah, and it's like, to me, it's like, sometimes you have to push a person to a point where they break. And because of the world we live in, everyone's on that edge. And if you're not reading your partner in the correct way, you know, that's an issue with you because you chose the wrong partner.
So it's her fault.
No, I'm not saying it's her fault at all.
I'm just saying.
I'm not saying it's her fault at all.
I understand what you're saying.
Mm-hmm.
I'll let you take the floor, Delta, but, you know, I heard what I was taught was that it's not about what somebody does to you, it's about how you react.
But that's the
It's
thing.
not their
a lot of
action, it's
people-
your reaction.
Yeah, but also that's the thing. You can't you can't predict how someone is going to react because
Right.
you don't know.
Right.
You don't know how they was raised, or you don't know what type of frame mind they're in at
Right.
that moment. And if they're arguing, and this is the height of a heated moment. I'm not saying what he did was right. No, he wasn't. But it wasn't right that she reached over him and tried to take his phone.
She
First
should
of
not
all,
have done that.
that's not your property. That's his.
But two things can be true at the same
Yeah,
time.
so-
She should not have grabbed his phone, and he also should not have choked her.
Yeah, no, you should never do it. My thing is though, to just elaborate on this situation, if somebody takes your property out of your hand, and as a man, you don't want them to see because you caught, or you just don't want them to see because it's your shit. Either way, you take that property back from her. You know, how far do I have to go to get what's mine back from you? I'm not telling you to choke no one, but if you took my phone, what do I do as the man whose phone was just taken from him? What do you do to get that phone back? Because sometimes I've been in a situation like this. That it's grip of life for that woman and that phone. She don't want it. Ain't like she didn't take that phone to actually have intentions of giving it back to you. She took the phone to read more into what she thought she saw. So she's holding on to that phone to dear life. So when does that stop?
That's true too.
You know what I'm saying? That's like, my thing is, it's like with her taking the phone, you putting him in a situation and yourself in a situation that end up being what it was. But he was wrong because I ain't for the choke a bitch to get the phone away from him.
Yeah.
I'm not for to do it. You know what I'm saying? I think I could physically get the phone away. But
guess
when
that
me
was my whole
physically
point.
get the phone away from you, that means you got scars. Because I'm gonna grab your wrist. I'm using force grabbing your wrist. Then I'm using force of squeezing your wrist because you got to feel the pain to release that phone. So now I'm going through a whole strategy to get this phone away from you. So I physically assaulted you already.
Sure did.
So it's like I'm losing in this situation.
Right? And then like to explain more what you saying, like when women misbehave, like, you know what I'm saying, like I'll leave the names redacted out. But I didn't have a physical like with a woman before, and she came to my house uninvited. And then, like, you know what I'm saying, like when I'm about to call the police, it's like she ripped and grabbed the phone out my hand. Then it ended up being a struggle on the back balcony. So then, like, we went down the steps like she trying to escape with my phone. And I wouldn't even expected her sister to jump out the car to jump in. She punching me in the head when I'm trying to get my phone back.
Yes.
And then, like, when I finally got my hand on the phone, then she
As the world
yeah,
turns.
then she like threw my phone over the fence, like all this shit. Like, where was the police at?
You got your ass whooped.
Yeah, she just punched me in the back of my head. I'm like, wait a minute, I thought we was cool. Like,
Yeah, then you turned around and knocked the holy shit
yeah.
out
Now,
of
what
her.
if I did that? They're like,
You would've
they
took
would have
her
took
out.
me away.
Right.
I'm at home. Like,
Yes. Like she stepped in the police ain't hearing that shit. Like, but if the scenario was reversed and you was the dude and you came and did what she did to you, that dude going to jail.
Right.
So
Jail.
it's also, as a woman, you have responsibilities of your actions because you know that scenario can go badly for that guy. Period. It's just like with us when we get pulled over. It's different for a black dude getting pulled over than a white dude. Let's just be 100% honest about it. It ain't the same situation. You can get a cop that just don't like niggas. And, you know, we don't like niggas either. You know, we don't like niggas either. But this cop just don't like niggas. And this day you looking like a nigga. And now he got something against you.
Nigga.
No, I'm saying in the sense of you can be.
I know what you're saying.
Yeah.
I'm just messing.
We could be in a neighborhood and we could be black, but we ain't niggas to a lot of other black people. But when you a black person living amongst black person, you got that nigga on the block that's just wild and playing his music loud and shit at 3 in the morning. You know what I'm saying? Him and his girl fighting at 3 in the morning. It's just niggerish shit. Like, you know what I'm saying? But anyway, he can feel that way, and a white person would never have to endure a situation where a cop walk up to his window and he just don't like a white person like that. Because it's going to be holy hell if a black cop come to a white door and he murder a white person, then that reverse. You know what I'm saying? So my thing is when, you know, a woman does anything, you know what I'm saying, they need to be understanding of the situation that they're putting that significant other in. You know what I'm saying? It's just like, even with this situation, she's apologizing, but she was assaulted. You know what I'm saying? Like, he's in jail for, if you passed out, he's in jail for a fucking reason. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Because he passed out, he got that phone back. I guarantee the result is, when her ass passed out, he wasn't like, oh shit, you passed out. He was like, give me that phone. Yeah, I gotta get that. Baby. You know what I'm saying? It was a whole, his whole mission was to get that phone back. You know what I'm saying? So it's like, you know, when you're dealing with situations like that, it's sad. It's just, it goes back to our other pod with Chris Brown and Rihanna. You know what I'm saying? Whatever took place in that situation.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? You got to watch what you're doing and how you're doing it.
Exactly.
Well, I guess, you know, he's going to have to deal with that now. It's like, I think it was a lot, and it goes back to what Gene was saying on another pod, image. You know, he had built up this public persona to the point where, you know what I'm saying, everybody thought that he was this great guy.
Yes.
And that is what he wanted everybody to think.
Yes.
He was completely fulfilled
With
in that
image.
area of his life, having that image.
Yes.
And now,
It's
having
wrong.
something like this out there,
It hurts.
it hurts terribly.
It's the Kobe Bryant effect.
Yeah, it hurts terribly.
Yeah.
You know, so
And he might be a great guy.
hopefully this helps him go get some help and change.
Yeah. He
To
might
help with whatever anger issues he may have. That, you know.
He might be a great, he might be a good guy, because we don't know. It's just, he just made one silly error, in one heat of the moment. And now he's got to deal with the fallout of his actions, And they drop him like flies.
Yeah.
Yeah, hopefully he survived.
I mean, he's a talented guy, he's a talented actor, so maybe he just needs to take some time away and just focus on getting his anger and his mental health under control.
He's tarnished. He's tarnished because as soon as somebody was able to pour some alcohol on this fire, they did, with them directors coming out saying he was difficult to work with.
Difficult to work with.
So it's like he's definitely, this hurts his career hugely.
Yeah, his brand overall.
Yes, his brand.
All right, man. Our boy is back in the news again. Donald fucking Trump. All right, so it looked like they had finally got him on indictment charges. He got 12 counts of financial fraud, including tax evasion, insurance fraud, and grand larceny. Trump is the first former president to be indicted in the United States. I mean, this dude is just a political roach. Like, he just survived everything.
He's going to survive this. We all know this is true. Trump is not going to get touched in this whole
So, what
situation.
is the indictment stemming from? Is it from his taxes, or is
Oh,
it
he just
from...
read it. He said it's a financial fraud. So it's, what he was doing was, in order to get money from banks, he was saying that his properties were worth way more than they were, right? And then to insure those said properties, he was telling the insurance companies that they were worth way less. That's illegal.
Yes.
And then for the grand larceny, I think that has something to do with Stormy Daniels, because that was the campaign finance fraud. Him making those payments to Michael Cohen, and where Michael Cohen had already made the payment to Stormy Daniels. He used his funds from his political campaign to pay Michael Cohen back under the guise of law fees, and that's yeah.
It was, I think we had in there too.
It's the 12 counts of financial fraud.
Yeah.
And that's,
To the properties.
for every single time he devaluated one thing on one end and over-evaluated something on the other end.
Because I
So
remember
you get
one big thing he did with that is like with the square footage.
Right.
He was reporting that the square footage of those New York apartments
that he had.
it was like way bigger. And then like when they looked at the architect, like the draw up of the building, it's like there's nowhere in New York that they have
That
these
you have
places
something.
this big.
So
but he was able to make
apparently somebody had done an audit, I think.
Yeah, so I mean, it looked like he finally like he might go down for his shit, but it ain't gonna be jail time or nothing like that. It's just probably gonna be another slap on the wrist.
Well, let one of us do that.
We'll be under the jail. We'll be under the jail.
Definitely. I mean, I guess there ain't really too much more fat to chew on that one because
besides the fact
until
that
the court case
it's just amazing to me that they indicted him on all of that, but they didn't bring up the tax stuff because he still haven't provided his tax information.
Well, I think that's the tax evasion.
Oh, okay.
Tax evasion is in here too. Financial fraud, tax evasion, insurance fraud, and grand larceny.
What about the whole what was it?
The insurrection?
Yeah.
So those charges are coming out of DC. So this is just like the beginning, because this is New York. This is in Manhattan where his headquarters are. So he also has pending cases in DC for the insurrection and trying to overturn the election. He has other investigations in Georgia from when he tried to get that Secretary of State to find him 11,780 votes. So he has cases going on other places. This is just the first one where there's been an actual grand jury indictment. Yep.
My thing is too though is when it comes to him, it's like everyone that's did that thing in Washington where they stormed the Capitol, they have been charged. He still hasn't. So that tells you a lot that money plays. So,
money and power.
Yeah.
But I mean, the people that I'm sorry, please, I didn't mean to cut you off. The people that was charged, have you noticed that a lot of their sentences were very low, and then half of them had finished? Like the guy that had the horror, they already released him from prison. So it's just like on good behavior. It was on good behavior. But
yeah.
If that would have been one of us, we would have been in jail for 50,000 million years.
They would have revoked our right to vote.
Yeah, we wouldn't have been able to vote or anything.
Like destroyed it, going in an office, shit, no desks.
Did you hear Tucker Carlson on Fox News saying that it was peaceful? That was some peaceful people having a tour of the Capitol.
Of course he was.
They were peacefully putting their feet on Pelosi's desk.
They was peacefully looking for her with guns and all.
Yeah. So,
that's that. Well, it's peaceful. Okay.
Yeah, so we'll see how that turns out once his court proceedings start. And when they go in, he's probably gonna have handcuffs on, right? His
lawyer said that they don't want any handcuffs. That was one of the stipulations that they gave. No handcuffs.
That's bullshit.
It's so wonderful.
It's just like that skit that Dave Chappelle did.
Nigga, I said stop calling you, all right? I'm bagging the coke up as fast as I can.
I'm Detective Charles Stevens from the Dade County Police Department. I've got a warrant here for your arrest.
A warrant?
Charges cocaine trafficking. And, frankly, I'm afraid I don't know how to handle it.
Oh, man, we gotta be careful with this. We don't want to embarrass somebody like me in front of my family and my community.
He was like, oh, so you don't want me to come down in front of my kids? I am a special person in the community. It's absolutely hilarious. So
yeah.
Alright, y'all. I guess we can go ahead and move on to our next topic. I was a little shocked by this one. Rudolph Isley sues Ronald Isley for a trademark lawsuit. And like when I saw that, I was like, man, this is like really sad. Like they've been doing this like forever. And the first picture I had in my head was his brother, like the guitars. And then I'm like, let me look this up.
Is he the one that just died? One of the brothers died recently.
Yeah, it wasn't that brother. But when I looked up Rudolph, I'm like, wait a minute, that's not the guitar guy. Who the fuck is Rudolph? And like Rudolph, like he had fell out of the group like back in the 80s. Like he voluntarily, like, he just didn't left the group.
It wasn't the guy playing the guitar?
No, that's who I thought it was. And I was like sad when I saw it. I was like, man, just brothers just can't get along over money.
How many? I thought half of them was, I thought it was like 4 and...
They just did a versus.
2 of them
so it was 4 left.
Yeah.
And then I think 1 more just died recently.
Yeah. So
within the last year or something.
So how many of them was it?
I don't have a count on it, but it was a whole lot of...
You got to Google that.
Yeah, right. And like, the trademark lawsuit was basically Ron Isley, when it was time for them to renew their trademark, like he left Rudolph off of it. So then it was just him and the brother with the guitar, which it kind of should be. Like when you voluntarily quit the group, like the only reason why he had like a share left, because Rudolph Isley was real close to one of the brothers that died. So he was kind of like holding on to that share. But as time went on, it's like,
that nigga died, and the other brothers like, no need for you to be there.
Yeah. It's like, he kept the name going. He's still producing music. He went like R. Kelly, and he stepped.
You talking about Ron at this point?
Yeah, I'm talking about Ron Isley. Like you can kind of see his reasoning for wanting to get everything all under him. Because he's like the only one active along with the other brother. Rudolph is not even active. I know that Rudolph supposedly, he did like some writing for him like after he left the group. But even still, it's like, I don't know. It was probably dirty of him like to not tell him, the non-communication. He probably did that shit on purpose.
They probably not even talking. They're probably not even on talking time.
What I heard was that Rudolph went and got a trademark or patent on the Isley brothers by himself. And then he went to Ron and told Ron, like, look, anything you do under this stage name, you're going to have to give me half of it because I patented it. So he ran to the patent office and got a patent. And he did this shit just not too long ago. Very recently. So that's underhanded. That's underhanded to me. So now Ron Isley has been going out doing shows, doing things under the name, associated with the name, the Isley brothers. And it looks like Rudolph is just shaking them down for his money. Like, that show said the Isley brothers. I need you to have my money. So.
Yeah, that's a rough one right there.
Yeah, I hate the brothers to go through something like that.
Money changer people.
Yeah. And the money for Rudolph Isley, I don't know if it's some type of old problem that he had with his brother or something like that, some old animosity. Or if money is just running dry for him, and that's the lengths he went through to have some income coming in.
It's 6 Isley brothers.
It's 6.
It was 6 of them. So yeah, that's pretty sad. Yeah, I tell you, money is the root of all evil because it will make people change. You could be the best of friends, you could be the closest of family, but when money comes into play, people, true intentions or the ugly side of them come out. So that's pretty bad.
It's best, like in the beginning, to get everything agreed.
I think that for Rudolph Isley to think that he is owed something for something that he had absolutely nothing to do with. You didn't do any of the writing, producing, editing. You did absolutely no performance, no nothing. But just because you ran and patented this name or got a trademark on this name or whatever the hell you did, because you're a brother, you think that you can milk this man who's actually out there doing the work.
That's his entitlement. That's how he feels.
Yeah.
And the brother that was alive, that like you said, was holding that share for him and said, "This is how it's going to go as long as I'm here." Everyone agreed with that brother. And once that brother passed, it was like
no holds barred.
No holds barred. Every man for himself. It's like, no, you're not doing what we doing. You're not putting the effort in, and you're not gonna just sit there and us do our sweating at 60 or 70, and you sitting in the house in the chair, you collecting money. It's not the way it's going to go down. And I understand it. You know what I'm saying? But at the same time, I'm always a person that I feel like you should sit down and talk to anybody when things are changing. You know what I'm saying?
But my thing is, okay, so he left in the 80s, right? But he was a part of the group when they first started off singing in the choir and everything. So my thing is, wasn't he getting royalties from whenever their song is playing?
Yeah. That's what she was saying. He was still getting shares of it. So he was still getting paid when he quit the group. He was still getting money.
Well, I guess he said, well, from now on, I don't agree with the way the tactic, but I kind of understand why. Because you get these music executives and these labels and these companies, and they be doing some underhanded shit to these artists. So I guess he like, well, I'm going to protect the Isley brothers' name or the Isleys or whatever. But I think he should have communicated with not just Ronald, but the other brother, Ernie, too. Yeah. I think it should have been worked. I think it should have been handled more professionally than what it was.
Yeah, he exploited like a back door. He exploited the fact that they had never trademarked that name. And now he's, cashing in on it. And by him being the person who had every right to trademark the name, he was in the group at one point.
So when he passes, this is what I find so interesting. When he passed, and I'm not speaking ill will of the man.
When who passed?
Rudolph.
Okay.
What happens to the name then?
He still got
his trademark.
Ronald still has the trademark. He got the patent. Right. Ronald got the trademark. Rudolph has the patent.
Okay, but when he passed,
it's probably gonna go to his kids, Rudolph's kids, or something like that.
They probably sell it off for a couple of $1 billion.
Right, and this is not a topic right here, but I think this segues real good in here. But the SWV and what's that? Xscape. Yeah, like with that situation with Tasha, like getting her royalty check taken.
Tamika.
Okay, Tamika. Okay. Yeah, and it's like that situation is bogus as hell. Like they was cashing.
Denying it though.
Yeah.
She denying it, but
until Riri, she just showed me a video with the receipts.
Right.
But
Tamika has
she got receipts too. No, Tamika has receipts saying that Tasha went in to the office that the other Tamika, T.I.'s wife Tamika, mother took her to. And she changed all of the information for her sister Tamika to her information, Tasha. So that Tamika's royalty check would go, and any communications about those royalty checks would go to Tasha.
Damn.
Wow.
Yep, I got the video on my phone.
A lot of stuff has happened over the years where I have protected my sister and her husband. Because I wanted a family. I didn't want to be an outcast. I didn't want them not to love me anymore. So I took a lot of things, not just off of them, but also off my mom. So I did not want to be out here without love. So of course, I let things ride. But to have that thrown back in my face, my loyalty to my family, and for you to say that I'm a liar when y'all are around here trying to extort me, and you're sitting here threatening me, saying that I need to apologize and say I made a mistake. No, I didn't make no mistake. Miss Diane already explained to everybody that she signed all of us up for sound exchange.
Well, I signed Xscape, every one of them, up for Sound Exchange. And I sent all the paperwork. And Tamika, I did Latasha, everybody. And Tamika told me, when we filled out the paperwork, she was living in New York then. And I still have the paperwork. And I filled it out, and I've put it, her address was all in New York and everything. Tamika, my Tamika had gotten her checks, and it was a pretty big check then. I'm thinking it was like close to $20,000 the first time. They got a lot of checks though. And Tamika said, I didn't get my checks. And I said, well, you should have. I said, because Tamika's gotten several checks already. And so we called up to Sound Exchange. Me and Tamika was on the line. And we talked to, this guy's name was Joe Mo Grady. I think he's passed away, but back then he was the person we talked to. And he talked to Tamika, and she asked him questions about her checks. And he told her that her checks were going to Hampton, Georgia. And so after that, she said, well, I live in New York. How did this happen? And he sent her copies of the checks. I mean, so
he sent copies.
He said something about your sister and Rocky. Edward Bivens, because I really didn't know Rocky's name.
Right, he said Edward Bivens cashed your checks. But how was I supposed to get my money back?
The only way you could get your money back is you had to prosecute them. And you said, I don't want to do that.
Once we did do the investigation, well, they sent information. Someone sent in, which was my sister, and I will be showing that in a second. She changed the contract and put her name on the contract saying that she was my manager. And you're going to see that in a second. And then they put they sent my passport. It was a lot of stuff.
I know he said, that they had proof. They thought it was you and everything. But there's only reason that you couldn't get your money back is you would have to prosecute them.
No one has a reason to lie. And you're going to see with the receipts. And if it wasn't for Miss Diane, none of us, me, Candy, my sister, Tiny, nobody would have gotten these checks from Sound Exchange. If it wasn't for you finding out about that royalty.
Well, my husband with the TAMs, I signed them up, and that's how I found out about it. And our business managers in New York told me about it. So that's kind of how I knew about Sound Exchange.
Thank you for doing that, because we're still getting checks today.
That's good. Get them checks.
Yeah.
Y'all want to look for it.
No, I think I saw Tiny Mother talking about something like that on TV.
And her and Tamika's mother, the light skinned Tamika, corroborated that. Tiny's mama corroborated that.
Yeah,
she said that's what happened. She said she went down there with Tasha's sister Tamika first. She went down there with all of them individually to Sound, Sound, and let them sign these things so that they could get their royalties. The only thing is, it looked like Tasha doubled back and changed Tamika's paperwork.
Damn.
I'm dirty as hell.
Yeah, that's messed up.
Right.
Yeah, but it's just another thing of like people like auras, and I read that aura off of Tasha. Like, you know what I'm saying? Yeah. She seemed like a low down bitch. Like, no, just low down. Like, you know what I'm saying? You can kind of tell it. Like I was watching one of these specials when they was trying.
Was it in her eyes?
No, this time it's just her spirit. It's like this is how I feel. Like when you're trying, everyone agrees to something. You know what I'm saying? Y'all got beef. You know what I'm saying? It's just like we on this pod. If me and you fall out, you know what I'm saying? And we break up. You know what I'm saying? Like no more tea and what's popping. All right? And years later, we all come back together and like, hey man, we had a huge success with it. You know what I'm saying? Let's go hit this on road. We still got fans. Let's go see them. You know what I'm saying? And me and you sit down and we agree to let the past be the past and let's make this money. And then you get into rehearsals and everything and you arguing over why he talking when he shouldn't. You know what I'm saying? And little things, you're picking at it. You know what I'm saying? Your intentions wasn't pure. And that's how I saw when I was looking at it. It's like, you know what I'm saying? She dislikes Candy a lot.
Oh, her and Candy do.
Yes. But Candy is like, to me, is like about her money. At the end of the day,
Candy is all about her.
Yeah,
bag.
she's like, she'll do.
Stellar business.
Yes, she'll do whatever she has to do to make that back. She can hate your guts, but at the end of the day, it's about the money.
Mm-hmm.
Like, I'm collecting a check, I'm just gonna do it.
Yeah.
And some people just can't get past the history. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
And sometimes it's just about the money, man. It's like, let's just make our money. You know, I don't like Candy personally. You know what I'm saying? Just
I used to love Candy. Like
yeah, back in the day.
It changed after some years.
When I heard all these stories, I'm like, oh, knew she was a hoe.
It's not even that. I've heard that Candy done some underhanded stuff.
It's not what they meant.
No, besides that, when it comes to business, like she don't like to pay people. You know, she's done some underhanded stuff too. You know, when it comes business wise, she ain't always. She's about her money. She's about her money. But when it comes to her paying people that she's supposed to pay, or she shortchanged them, she'll do that too. So yeah, you know.
Yeah. But in them situations, what I'm talking about, she ain't paying nobody. Everybody collecting a check.
Mm-hmm.
And when she's put in them positions, she's going to make her money.
Well,
I'm not talking about what she do with her employees, because I heard that too with a restaurant or whatever.
Well, how about while we're
Allegedly.
on this topic, how do y'all feel about? Because I know Candy and them was saying they should be the headliners for this show, and SWV should get should just be opening up for them. Mm-hmm. And because I guess the headliner get paid more, or they're trying to make it where they're trying to split it, and Candy and Tiny or whatever that girl name is, they're trying to work it out where they get paid more than SWV. Mm-hmm. And because they say they have a following, you know, with
the only reason
because of all of the reality TV.
Yeah.
That's it.
But you know, I'm really starting to I never really was a fan of Xscape. I don't like their music. I just don't like that.
They catalog really
as good as SWVs.
No,
I'm with that.
But I'm really starting to dislike them because it's like it's all about. Well, y'all haven't done anything lately. Well, we're on TV. We're doing this. People follow us on Instagram.
Because of reality TV.
It's just like, okay, but y'all don't have bigger hits than them. I don't. To be honest, only song I know from Xscape is Understanding. I don't even think the other stuff.
Can I run too?
They had.
And I didn't like it. I didn't like those. I just like
you didn't like them, but they was hits. They was hits.
Okay.
You gonna get some hate mail off of that shit.
Yes.
Can I run to?
I don't like their version. I mean, SWV. I'm an SWV girl. I'm not SWV.
Understandable.
But I just think that they doing some underhanded stuff because they're bringing in their people already to make up the list and the lineup of what. And it's like, I don't know why SWV is getting upset. Nobody knows who they are. And it's just like, I want to say, bitch, pump brakes. Nobody know who the fuck you is. If you wasn't on this reality show and Tiny, if you wasn't with T.I. and on this reality show, nobody would know who you was. Then nobody even know you was in a group. It's just like, it's like the egos. It's like it goes back to the money situation. Everybody is trying to once money becomes a part in the whole dynamics, you start to see the ugly side of people, and it's sad.
My point of this is SWV is the better group, like wise as hits and everything, but relevance. Xscape is relevant because of Tiny, because of Candy, because they was on the Housewives of Atlanta and T.I. So, you know, my thing is for SWV, because they don't have reality TV like that, I think they should take the less money. But that makes them relevant again. Do this little 6 months, 3 months tour. You know what I'm saying? Make your money off of it. And then come out with your own tour. And get somebody else that's, no longer, what I'm saying, up there in scale, like an In Vogue. See if you can get them out to come out or whatever.
They were
and try to do your own thing.
Didn't treat them like the way that Xscape is. They said In Vogue, because In Vogue is way older than them.
Yes.
And they said, In Vogue, they handled themselves with such, class and grace that, they couldn't even believe that they were, working with them, I think that SWV definitely sold more albums. And I agree that Xscape is just more relevant.
Yes.
I personally think that if it's going to be SWV and Xscape, I think that they should co-headline. And everything should be as even as possible for the first run.
I disagree because of the simple fact of the relevance of Xscape. And they should get paid more. But I feel like
of course you
once you do go out and you sell out these arenas, SWV, their fans is going to gravitate back to them. This tour will make them relevant.
I think you're getting away from it. SWV has always performed. It's not like they haven't performed. They have performed.
They're still touring. They're just not on the same level as
and they're supposed to be like, what is it, like a 6 show? They're doing like a 6 show. What's the difference in co-headlining? They're saying that SWV, well, they don't want that much money. Like, they not trying to get as much as they can, with the ticket sales.
You're looking at it as somebody being understanding and just being good people.
Just being fair.
No, just being good people. They not that. For them to even bring it up is saying what they about. So, me being SWV, I'm not going to fight it. All right, y'all headline, look at the headline. You know what I'm saying? We'll take the less the money, but they gonna grow a fan base off of this tour. That's all I'm saying. They're gonna grow it.
Once the people get to know who they are,
it's
like now they gonna have storylines like for them to have a little spinoff.
Period.
Because I think Coco so far may have a little something going with.
She got the son.
No. That's the.
That's
Coco is like the
lead singer from SW.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I want to know about Tosh, like with the Eddie George situation. Lily, we probably know the least about, but I mean, I think if they look at it positively, like they can spin off and be just as relevant.
That's all I'm saying. Yeah. That's all I'm saying. I think they can gain more off of doing it with this, and people not thinking level-headed, and people have egos, and I understand what you're saying. Xscape is bogus as hell for even bringing this to be an argument, period. But that's the reality of business. Business always become messy.
Yeah. But I think Coco was the one who really started the conversation when they had that first meeting to say, whether they were going to do the tour. Once they finally all said, okay, yeah, we want to do a tour, then she came in with the question, so who's going to handle it?
Yeah, she get right to it.
She got right to it. She cut right to it.
No time.
She didn't waste no time. But Coco did bring it up, though.
Okay.
Yeah, I think we stayed on this just enough. I want to kick it over to sports real quick. There was some ghetto stuff that just happened recently at the United Center. Only in Chicago, man.
Only in Chi-Town.
Yeah.
The court action spotted at the Bulls game.
Yeah, that's putting it politely. The people who rented the suite say a stripper was there for fun, and they weren't trying to offend anyone. There were more than just balls bouncing at the United Center.
What you think I'm GD? Baggy clothes with your bows, let's make the world.
This video from inside a 200-level suite has gone viral.
That's what we really do.
The stripper in the video really did it. Splits, twerking, you name it. So spicy, we can't show it to you.
I hear you like strippers, and it was your idea to bring a stripper on. Is that correct?
Yeah.
A stripper to entertain guests for Jazzy's 32nd birthday. The Chicagoan says she always does it big for her birthday.
We all like family and friends. We're very close. We all been friends for 10 years plus. So we very close, but we just party. When we be together, we have a good time.
Alongside her, Marcus, her friend, that serves as the designated money thrower and the party planner.
The fans was holding their hands up. There was others.
Catching money from Marcus.
Yeah.
While the Bulls took on the Lake Show at the UC, the stripper put on a show for all to see.
Play with one of them G's, you gon' see 100 joints.
The United Center issuing a statement saying, we are aware of the video from last night's game. This is a clear violation of our fan code of conduct and premium seating decorum. We do not condone this behavior and have taken appropriate steps to address the matter. The renters of the suite tell me they were not kicked out and will always keep the party going.
If people got to make it all blown out of proportion and all that, man, they just never live, man.
I guess I've never lived then.
I'm with you.
So at the Chicago Bulls game, they had strippers up there. And, you know what I'm saying? Yeah. And I don't know what y'all think about that, because, I mean, I think that it ain't necessarily a thing that shouldn't happen, but then with kids being there, it shouldn't.
It's a family affair if you go to a Bulls. Yeah, if you go to a Bulls game, it's like the Chicago school system seems like when I was at the Bulls game live, it's like they got a section like the Chicago students there at the game, and I couldn't imagine looking over their head and the lady shaking her like I would be dying laughing.
You know what? The way how it happened, like with the money being thrown out and stuff like that, I mean, that was just ratchet.
Yeah.
But then on the other hand, it's like, I don't know, that wouldn't be a bad business idea, like to have a little section where you can go off to see that, if that's what you want to see. You know what I'm saying? Like, but you have to go over in that area to get that.
I think it's just the way the world is going.
Look at that stank face.
I got the stank face too.
It's some dudes was in there doing their thing, like that little show that y'all like. It's like, yeah, we need to go in that section over there with the muscle men.
So, question is, since you brought it up, I got to ask Riri and Delightful, if it was y'all went to a Bulls game and it was some male strippers at the Bulls game, would y'all go watch and throw some dollars at?
Hell no. I mean, I would watch, but I ain't throwing my money.
What's the name of that show that women like?
You know, you just look up and you see
What's the name of that show?
If I can get a free show, I'll look, but
yeah, if they had all the Queens men type stripper dudes, and you just got to go in that section, would you want to?
Would you go in the section?
Over there?
I probably find my way over. I'm not gonna lie, I would probably find my way over there. Now, if I'm gonna give them some money, I don't carry cash, so I probably wouldn't have any money to give them. But I think I would definitely want to get an eyeful. And then I would express my disgust afterwards. And then I would leave. I can't believe they over there. This is a family environment. Look at all this ass.
Yeah, but they was wrong for what they did.
I do an SB. I have change. I just throw all my change in. I come out. I love it.
True stories. We'll talk about that the next one.
Yeah, we gotta talk about
that. We're gonna have to put that on the short.
My thing is, so they had these strippers there, and they was like, y'all saying it's okay. What's the difference between the stripper shaking their ass and Lizzo having her ass out just sitting at courtside? What's the difference?
It was an outrage.
Because y'all don't want to see Lizzo.
Why?
Exactly.
But y'all want to see
the same thing. It's ass and ass.
Listen to what I said. I did not agree with Sean.
I'm just.
That's busy. I did not. I think it's poor. I think it's poor taste to be at a Bulls game, a family atmosphere, and you got strippers there. It's poor. It's poor taste. And this is the way the world going to accept more BS. I don't think I'm all for the strippers. You know what I'm saying? Going to strip clubs.
But at a strip club.
Yes.
Right. And put the game on at the strip club.
Yes.
You know what I mean?
I can't. But at the same time, if it was a section, I will go over there and look at a section. Like, Yeah, but everything that glitter ain't gold.
Everything is in appropriation. You know what I'm saying? That was not the place for the strippers. But you know, hey, I wouldn't turn away. I would have been like, y'all appalled, but I would have looked. I wouldn't have gave no money.
I'd have been like, this is a damn shame. This don't make no damn sense. Do you
really can pop, though?
Oh my God.
I need to get some pointers.
Just to let everybody know, Delta's still talking about the life is still talking about the woman. She's like, if the woman was straight, I said, they were talking about man straight.
Oh, okay.
You talking about
the boobs. I'm like, I thought you were talking about the women. I would have asked her for some things like, how do you make it better? Teach your sister.
I'm just a quarter off the ass.
Nah, I won't do all that.
Alright, y'all. Y'all want to get on to the what's popping part of
I got to add one more thing with the sports.
Okay.
What do you think the Bulls gonna do? You think they're gonna make the playoffs or not?
Well, if they keep bringing strippers, they should.
That
should arouse something.
I think when the Bulls got Patrick Beverly, it kind of gave them a spark.
Yeah.
So if they want to go on a run, then, you know what I'm saying, I don't know how far they're going to get. You know what I mean? They're going to run into some true contenders. But, you know what I'm saying, it'd be interesting to see. Yeah. I just think the Bulls kind of fell apart a little bit before the season even began with those injuries.
Yeah, true.
Is, what's his name, Alonzo Ball, is he coming back?
No, he's out for next year. He's out for the rest of this year and next year.
They said,
what happened to him?
He had surgery on his knee last year and was always feeling pain, so he just went under the knife again this year, and they said they keep him out even for next year.
Oh wow.
Man. That sucks.
What you
it's over for the Bulls.
What you think the Bulls doing?
It's over.
For me personally, I think they should have tanked it and went for a top 4 pick.
Yeah, I think so.
But they're not going in that direction. They trying to win.
Is that legal?
Huh?
Is that legal?
Absolutely.
It's frowned upon, but it's not you know.
It's not against the rules.
It's not against the rules.
Shit, ask Donald Trump.
He had a whole league of his own. Like, you can't even.
He didn't forge documents, everything. So
started riots.
And don't forget about the classified documents case, and that's in Florida. He got 4 cases. He got New York, he got Georgia, he got DC, and Florida.
Yeah. And the sad thing is, he ain't gonna do
one penny at a time.
Ounce of jail time.
Exactly.
Just for the riots alone, I think he should have got popped.
What do you mean, pop? You gotta be careful.
Just go to jail.
Oh, okay.
No, I'm not getting shot.
Yeah, you gotta be careful what you say. We don't want people trying to.
Them MAGA Trump saying it's not right.
All right.
You sound like Dave Chappelle. What was his name? Cletus. What was when he said he didn't think he was a black
white
man?
supremacist.
Oh yeah, Cleophas.
Yeah.
All right,
White power.
Alright, so we enter the realm of TV and movies in the What's Poppin' segment. I don't think it's ever too late to get into this. Chris Rock's stand-up Selective Outrage. What did y'all think of it? We was watching it like with the little pre-game stuff. We missed some of that. We had some technical difficulties, but like when we got into the show, y'all think Chris Rock still got it?
Yeah.
Yeah, maybe.
Damn.
He had some funny parts. It was a lot of funny parts in there, and then some of it, it was like, that's kind of cringy. But you know, other than that, it was a really good. It was a good special.
Yeah, it definitely was a good special to me. Like I'm just a Chris Rock fan, so it's like
Me too.
I'm just kind of a bias there.
I think he still got it though.
Yeah, some of the cringe, you know what I'm saying, it's like when he got into the abortion talk.
Yeah,
it's
that's
yeah,
I want to kill your babies.
Yeah, he said like women should have the right to kill their kid up to 4 years old. That shit was funny to me.
That was what?
And then too, it's like I agree fully with Chris Rock. He's like, if your man can't afford an abortion, you need an abortion. It's like,
right?
You in fucking trouble if you can't afford an abortion.
Yeah.
I mean, but that's some of that cringe that I get what you're saying, but on the other hand, I mean,
It was. It was a lot of fun parts, yeah.
Yeah.
I heard that brother Will Smith was not happy
Yeah,
about him calling his wife bitches and hoes.
She is.
You know.
I have no problem with the wokeness. I have no problem with it at all. I'm all for social justice. I'm all for marginalized people getting their rights. The thing I have a problem with is the selective outrage.
Good old stuff.
Everything
he said,
he
let
said
it be. He said, I apologize. Let it go. I was like, ooh, not Big Willie.
Nah, you don't get to control the narrative at this point.
You slapped me on national TV. I'm coming for you for years.
You slapped me in front of white people.
Yes, I'm coming after you for years.
I don't think he went deep. I don't think what he said was so offensive. He told the truth. You the first man that ever been interviewed on national TV by a person that cheated on you.
She hurt him way more than he hurt me.
That's the wildest situation ever.
Right.
It's already so hurtful for a man to be cheated on, but to actually sit there and she questioned you on how it destroyed your man. Could you imagine that?
For her to be so tone deaf and not know that this would absolutely humiliate and decimate this man, for her to be so selfish and so, just to care about herself and her platform.
Yes.
As to put the man that you claim to love through something like this, and then think about the amount of low self-esteem, self-hate, something. What the fuck is wrong with Will Smith that he actually fucking did the shit?
Yeah, I'm with you.
What the fuck did you do that for, Will?
Yes.
I don't know.
That's crazy.
Please
and
tell
then
me.
It's just the vitriol in how she did it. She said, you hurt me. But this isn't about me hurting you. This is about us being transparent and open. If that ain't a bunch of bullshit, I don't know what is. And it was just so it's like a malicious, like menacing smudge smile on her face. Like, I'm letting everybody know. You the punk bitch. I'm running this shit. You humiliated me, allegedly, with all those other women and other men. I'm gonna put your ass on blast. It's just fucking. And then after the whole slap incident, she came next day with the phone trying to get him recorded.
Record on social media.
So, Will, you know Esther Perel is coming to the table. She's going to be at the red table. Would you say she has been instrumental in you and I redefining our relationship?
I would say don't just start filming me without asking me.
Oh my goodness.
If you could film me.
Esther, come help us again, please. I'm still dealing with foolishness.
Because she don't just.
She helped us heal the hurts that we caused between one another.
My social media presence is my bread and butter, okay? So you can't just use me for social media and not, don't just start I'm standing in my house.
Please watch Esther at the red table because she's helped us a lot. Can't you tell?
Yeah. It's like, he's like, don't put a phone in my face.
You're the most evilest,
selfish, self-centered.
And I'm saying bitch that I know. If you don't love him, whatever is going on in y'all marriage, that's y'all marriage. Leave. But to just humiliate this man and make him look like you wear the pants, he wear the skirt in this marriage. It's ridiculous.
Shit, I think Tupac cried a thug tear after he seen that shit.
My thing is, y'all being women, if your man or your husband gets up to walk on stage, what are you doing at that moment?
Jada, I love you. G.I. Jane 2, can't wait to see it. All right? That That was a nice one. Okay.
I'm stopping him.
I'm stopping
You
him.
finna ruin, and you gonna ruin.
But would you knew that was his intentions, though? Would you knew it was his intentions?
She looked, Jean. She looked
at
over
him
there
as to say this. See, look, this is what you have to, this is what you allow people to do to me. This is what I'm talking about. And she gave him the look.
Yeah, when she gave that look,
she gave him the look. This is what I'm talking about. And I that's why I said before, I think that they must have just had an argument about something similar to this very recently that got very, close to Will, and she was like, the next time it happens, what are you gonna do about it? And then it actually fucking happened. And she called his fucking bluff.
Because he was laughing. He initially
was laughing.
And what did he say that was so hurtful?
He called her G.I. Jane.
Okay, but you shaved your head off.
I don't care about it.
He said, when G.I.
Jane was cold-blooded.
It wasn't an insult. Her doing that shit.
It was a fucking
I can see Jada Pinkett getting into shape. To do some shit like that with that haircut.
Yes.
You know what I mean? And that would have been some strong, powerful black woman shit that I would have went to go see.
She should have
especially knowing what she was going through.
Like, I am going to be G.I. Jane.
Yeah.
Even if it speak that shit into
existence, because I ain't had no work in a minute.
Yes.
Show me had no work.
Give him that evil eye. Like, you better get your motherfucking ass up there. You know better. And then him walk his silly ass up there and do it, and then say, keep my wife's motherfucking name out your mouth.
Right.
Richard. Wow. Will Smith just smacked the shit out of me.
Keep my wife's name out your fucking mouth.
Wow, dude.
Yes.
It was a G.I. Jane joke.
Keep my wife's name out your fucking mouth.
I'm going to, okay?
Know where you at. Know where you at.
Knowing those white folks was like, ooh.
Well, right. It's like, no, he from Philly for real. Keep my wife's name out your mouth.
And then his movie, Emancipation, it bombed in the theater.
I mean, After that,
it's just like,
he said, I'll watch Emancipation just to see him get his ass.
He said, my face still hurts.
He said, I still have what is it? Issues from the concussion.
Yeah, summertime.
Right, he said he got summertime ringing in his circle.
That's when he was cooking right there. I was laughing my ass off. The part of it that I hated though was the ending. Because like his closure and mic drop was like only reason he didn't do nothing because his parents told him not to fight in front of white people. I was like, that's not a mic drop.
No.
But he said he fucked the joke up right before that. So I'm like, what was the joke? What was he going to say?
Concussion. He was trying to put the movie Concussion in the middle of the joke, but he used Emancipation. It wasn't supposed to be Emancipation. It was supposed to be Concussion. Yeah. I caught it.
But you know what?
But there ain't no mic drop. It was not a I agree.
That wasn't a mic drop. But I thought it was very interesting that I watched the interview that his brother Tony Rock did, and his perception was like, mommy and daddy would have been mad because I would have whooped his motherfucking ass. They would have.
It's easy to say that. Monday night quarterback.
Yes.
Yeah.
It's easy to say that.
But
because
the
Chris Rock has reached a stage that not many black people can say that they have even tasted or have even been given the being offered to taste.
Yeah.
And you think that man was supposed to mess that up?
But that's
for Will Smith?
Yeah.
No.
That's his bag going forward.
Yeah.
Do you think he's going to be invited back to host the Oscars again at some point in the future? Yes. If he had slapped Will Smith back, would he have?
If it turned out to a fight, it wouldn't have.
No.
I agree. I thought it was gangster. I thought Chris Rock was gangster not to actually retaliate. You know what I'm saying? And then the second gangster part of it, he didn't press charges.
He didn't press charges.
You know what I'm saying? Like through it all, he took the bigger role. that not one of us in this room would have probably took. You get what I'm saying? If a dude come up on national TV and slap the hell out of me, I don't care if it's The Rock. I'm definitely going to retaliate.
And that was one of his points too. He said because if The Rock was up there hosting it wouldn't have happened.
Mm-hmm.
He said he picked on someone who was smaller than him.
Yes.
You know.
I was, but I thought it was gangster of him on both counts. He didn't press charges. He could have. You know what I'm saying? He could have made this dude do some community service or something. If not, jail time because he did it on national TV. So it's like, it could have went totally a different way. And it's, to me, it's like it shows you how ungrateful and how ignorant Will Smith is to say, I thought he would be over it. No, it's like he didn't do. He helped you out tremendously. He could have filed charges against you. You could have been fighting court battles. He could have sued you. He didn't do that. Only thing he's doing now is coming back with a special talking about the embarrassment that you made for him.
Yeah.
And
shut up. Don't say anything. It tells me how stupid and how poorly of a person you are to not put all of it in consideration and not say nothing.
It seems like he will be coming out saying, you know what? Ain't nothing I can say.
Yes.
I did that shit and I fucked up and, he got every right to feel the way he feels and, I pray for his healing going forward.
Yes.
No, you go on the defensive.
Yes.
Like a dumb.
That's his woman in his ear, though.
Yeah.
That's her in his ear. At the end of the day, that tells you the people that surrounding him still say he was right in that scenario. You know what I'm saying? And he wasn't. He was dead wrong. It wasn't even a bad joke. If he said something like, she gonna be the next crackhead in New Jack City, bitch. Then that's something you walk on stage and maybe slap somebody on national TV. But it was a compliment within that joke, so I didn't.
Because she looked beautiful.
Yes.
Jada Pinkett is beautiful. No one can deny her that, whether you like her or not, whether you think she's an awesome bitch or not. You cannot say that she is not. She looks great.
Her mama is fine as hell.
Her mama is good too.
For her age.
Yeah. But, I think another thing that Chris Rock did with not pressing any charges and not, suing was saying that, you know what, everything that happens to you as a result of this, you're not going to be able to blame it on me.
100%.
You're not going to be able to blame it on me. You're not going to be able to say that, because you made such a big deal of it.
Yeah.
This is what happened to me as a result. It ruined my career. No. Not going to be the person you can blame that on.
Great purpose.
Blame that on all on yourself.
Yes, agreed.
All right, we're going to do a movie review on the movie called Missing. Ed Delta's playing with her nails. Hey,
you're on camera. They can see you. The whole camera's on. Yes.
I didn't even did
So the movie called Missing. Do y'all remember the movie? Well, I mean, like.
Yes,
I'm trying to remember it.
Well, I liked the movie. It had the star of the movie, the girl that was the little sister in Euphoria. And in that movie, her mom went missing with stepdad. And, she went through a shitload of things, like to figure out all the things that the police should have been doing.
Yes.
And it made me appreciate the movie because I think a lot of the new movies are afraid, like, to put things in this time. They always, like, go back where, like, technology couldn't have stopped all this hour and 40 we about to watch. Like, they actually showed, like, what you could do with technology and figure stuff out.
Without leaving your house.
Yeah, this is the second movie I've seen like this. The other movie was what's that? It was like a video game movie on Netflix, like Choose or Die. It was a lot of technology stuff that happened in that movie. I'm like, finally, like something that we can't just figure out how to solve by, going to your phone or whatever.
Mm-hmm.
So I love the movie for that. That girl, like, she went through a lot of stuff that I didn't even know that she could do computer-wise to track people down and stuff like that.
Mm-hmm. One thing I love about a good movie is, like, when you watching it, the ending never popped in your mind.
Mm-hmm.
Like, I never thought for a second, spoiler, but I never thought for a second it was her dad trying to get back to his family and he was abusive. I thought the stepdad was either the crumb bucket or the Mexican mafia got her. Yes. That's what my head was through the whole movie until, like, they actually started showing it. I'm like, what's these videos got to do with what's going on? You know what I'm saying? And it's like, when just to see at the end, like, it's nothing that I thought in the beginning that actually took place.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and then, like, was you about to go, Riri? I mean, the light.
I was just gonna say, the whole movie itself, it just lets you know how much the government watch our every move. They know our every move. So a lot of these missing people and stuff, they should because you're tracking phones, credit cards, cameras on the street. It's so much technology that the way she broke it down, or the way the movie was breaking it down, how she was able to review video cameras, and she was able to FaceTime with some guy in Mexico, and just her credit cards and the webcams and stuff. If they really wanted to find people, they could. It's just bullshit. It's just a lot of lazy people that just don't really care to do their job. And the way she did it's amazing. She was the police, the FBI, CIA. She was everything. I mean, the way she was and figuring out codes and passwords and getting to his email and her mom's, and it's just let you know that the government is listening and watching everything that we do.
Yeah. And I know this is gonna be probably a little nerdy, but it takes me back to Batman Dark Knight. Mm-hmm. The government cell phone program.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
That's what it is.
Yeah.
That's where we are now. They can see everything you do. They can hear everything.
Yeah.
Because of this software that they have on these smartphones, and they're making them basically free. Every single person in the world down there has one.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
So something to think about.
But the whole movie, I would have never figured that it was her father. And I was thinking in the middle part, like, wait a minute. So if the boyfriend isn't corrupt, is the mother corrupt? And then I was like, well, maybe the boyfriend is having an affair with the best friend. And I'm like, well, maybe she's corrupt too. It's like maybe they had a play in the mother disappearing, or maybe the mother had a play in her disappearing. But why would she leave her daughter?
The mother's lawyer best friend was useless.
Yes.
Oh yeah.
She did absolutely nothing. Your best friend
is missing,
who had to change her identity because you. That's what I'm saying. You know this, and you're treating this as if it's nothing.
Wait a minute.
She's not even like upset or she's still going to work.
Wait a minute, but remember, he was blackmailing her. He had some dirt on her.
The baby daddy?
Yeah. And that's why she wasn't really being as forthcoming as she was. Because she knew he had her somewhere, but he didn't know where. Because he was using the boyfriend to blackmail her. So she was like, well, okay, I sent you the money. Remember when the girl typed, I sent you the money? And he was like, but I can't get out of Mexico or wherever the hell he was at. And she was like, I don't have nothing else to send you. And he was like, you can't leave me down here. So she was trying to help, but she was trying to be quiet about it because she didn't want people to go into looking into who the mother really was, because it was a sealed case. And then the father found her and killed her. So yeah, it was like it was only so much she, could do. Yeah.
Yeah, and like I was laughing with Riri about, because I always find what's phony in the movie. You know how fucked we would be with our children, like caring, like if they didn't hear from you after a while. It's like they go through maybe their first or second progression and they give up. Oh, girls, like her sixth progression and like getting cleaners to show up at the house, and she had the one dude that she kept going back and forth with. Then she tried to play mind games like, that's why you're not with your son now and stuff. Like just to keep him on it. It's like that girl, it's like, yeah, they don't make kids like that. Like our kids would have stopped like after you didn't show up at the airport at the time you were supposed to have been there. It's like,
so that $3,000 ran out.
Yeah, it's like, yeah, you talk to your mom. She was supposed to meet me there. That's it. She blew me. What I'm saying? And they would have went right back to that video game. They wouldn't have tried no more. They would have got concerned like after the rest of the week went by. Like,
the money ran out. The money
I'm
ran out.
hungry as hell. Mom!
Where is
Mom?
Where did she go? That was a pretty good movie too.
All right, so we got some discussion topics. Do you think that men with money believe they have the right to cheat? This is going to be a multiple part question, but I guess we can start there.
All right, can we define money?
Hold on, let me blow this up.
I think, I say we gotta define what
a lot of money, like millionaires.
Right, like what is money? Tiger Woods?
Money?
Yeah.
I ain't saying shit.
You mean when you
before the but I'm not saying a damn thing.
Hold on, I would never think you would say this.
Do you know how much money he had?
Yes, it still has.
Yeah, it still has.
Isn't that lady, the lady that he's dating, she's suing him now?
Yeah, he getting into some more trouble. See, that's where you mind your own damn business, because you getting to live your best fucking life. You know what I mean? Now, if he fuck up to the point where it's public, and I've been publicly shamed and embarrassed, oh yeah, we're gonna have to go through the whole dramatics of a divorce and all of that stuff. But if he's doing it in a respectful manner, I know he's doing it, and I got my own shit going on, I could give two fucks.
Now, you gotta define what's your own shit.
My own shit is I'm fucking somebody else too. I'm living my best life with all of the amenities. That marrying a billionaire or multi-hundred millionaire means.
So this is like a case
if
where
he goes out and get somebody pregnant,
he gonna pay for the baby. That's not gonna change my lifestyle. It's not gonna change my lifestyle. Him having to pay for that other baby is not gonna change a damn thing about my lifestyle. And we doing this shit with niggas that's broke.
Yes.
So it's like, how am I gonna do it with the? You gonna do? I think you gonna wind up with this problem. Regardless.
Yeah.
Because I think men period think that they're entitled to cheat. So you can have this problem with a millionaire, or you can have this problem with a broke nigga. If I'm gonna have, if I had to choose, if I had to choose who I'm gonna have this problem with, I'm gonna have that problem with somebody who got some money.
Yeah.
Understandable.
Yeah, that's just me.
But that's like if you coming in and you didn't have the money, and then the dude had the money. Let's say that you too big to be treated this way. Like for instance, Lisa Wright.
The problem was I married a playboy. I married what I thought was going to be a union in which it was going to be what we wanted it to be, because he did say, I want to date you within our marriage. to me, he was absolutely right, because I'm not so sure I would have stayed if we didn't do it that way. And I had to commit to be this newfound first lady and this new wife. So I left my career, and I was a full-time wife and first lady in Turks and Caicos Islands, which is really huge for a city girl, because here I am on this island. Yes, it's beautiful, but I have no friends, I have no family, I have no career. As my reign in being a first lady became busier and busier and I found my position, then he was doing a lot more traveling by himself, and I was staying home speaking at a school or having an engagement or an appearance or something. And to be quite honest, then he became friends with Dwayne Martin, which used to be one of my friends on All of Us. And when I introduced them, that was one of the worst things I ever did. Somehow within that relationship, I lost my husband to Dwayne Martin, and they became better friends than what me and my husband did, and I couldn't understand that for the love of God. He became disrespectful with introducing my husband to different women, and women that we actually knew as friends and associates. Yes, you know my dirt as my brother, as my friend, but you my friend. I introduced you to him. What are you doing? I'm still kind of confused about that one. So needless to say, me and Dwayne don't with each other at all. Him.
Well, she was like a celebrity.
Alone.
Well, let me.
Oh, okay.
It's like she was already rich and celebrity, and then she dated the dude. Was he in the Cayman Islands? I don't know where the fuck he was from. But like he
was the president.
Like from the Players Club.
Oh, okay.
Lisa Ray.
Okay.
Yeah.
I know who she is, but I don't know.
And it's like that dude, like he owned the island and all the other stuff.
He was a king or something. He was a she wound up being a princess or a first lady or something like that.
Okay. Yeah, and it's like she didn't tolerate shit after she found out he wasn't shit. I think he was kind of like in cahoots with Dwayne Martin, Tisha Martin.
But she did. But I don't mean to cut you off. But she did tolerate stuff because he had stole money from her. That was the final straw that pushed her over to divorce him, because he was embezzling money that from Turks and Caicos. He was embezzling money, and she had to pay for his legal fees. I'm sorry.
So he was a tender swindler.
Yes. And so she was like, "That's it. I'm done. Because now you finna get me in. You finna ruin me financially.
Now you finna ruin me financially."
And she was like, "Fuck that. I got to go.
I gotta go." Yeah.
I'm sorry, SBZ.
I think a better one would have been the Nia Long situation, because this is a woman who's established, has her own money.
Yes.
She found out that her husband, who probably has way more money than her, you know, being with his status in life with the basketball, you know, when he did that, cut ties and you leave. You know what I mean?
She didn't cut ties until it kept going.
Yeah,
when it kept being in the media,
that's what I'm saying.
That's when
I
she
think
cut
that
ties.
it was that same sentiment. Look,
Yes.
if you can do this shit and keep it on the low, I believe that I'm gonna get cheated on regardless. Look, Janet Jackson got cheated on. Beyonce got cheated on. Halle Berry got cheated on. Who are we out here thinking that, you know what I mean, that we are above being cheated on?
I love it.
I can't, you know, do anything other than say, look, if I had a choice, if I'm going to be cheated on any fucking way, right? I'd rather be by a rich dude than a broke dude.
Yeah.
It's like, I've been cheated on by broke dudes. I've been cheated on by broke dudes.
I did.
But if I had a choice, I'd be cheated on by the rich dude. And if he got sense enough to keep that shit on the low, don't let none of that shit come back to me. Don't cause me no personal shame or embarrassment. As I'll do the same with you with my affairs. Mind your business. Mind your mother business.
So I know you want to get something. Well, should I wait?
I'm worried about Delta.
Okay, because
Delta got Delta face.
No, you do got Delta face.
I don't have Delta face.
Delta face like, the birds are trying
Whatever.
No, So I'm gonna throw this to truth, like what Gabrielle Union said that women should have the right to cheat. They the ones with the money.
I just felt entitled to it as well. It was just dysfunctional from day one.
Yeah.
I was paying all the bills. I was working my ass off, and I felt like that's what comes. Neither one of us felt like the marriage should get in the way of our dating.
I just
don't be
I'm
jealous.
sorry.
Don't be hypocritical.
No, I just
Come
think
on.
I think she's not the way she runs her family. I don't think she's able to comment or say anything like.
We're not fighting
Or
for
will we
that. You
fight
have
for
lost
all
your
of our
mind.
people? Our sister Gabrielle Union begged the question during her acceptance speech, will we fight for some? Or will we fight for all of our people? Let me answer that, my beautiful African sister. We fight for all of our people. We fight for their right to live. We fight for their right to work. We fight for their right to get an education. We fight for their right to have a decent life. We fight for their right to practice their African culture and their customs. We fight for their right to be protected from violence. We do not fight for the right of children to transform themselves into the opposite sex. We don't fight for that. We don't fight for that. And what you're not going to do, Gabrielle Union, NAACP, Dwayne Wade, or anybody else, is try to equate the fight for black equality and survival with an acceptance for transgenderism amongst children who have no business making those decisions in the first place. You have lost your mind. If you think
this, if anybody else said it, I would probably be like, oh, okay, have an ear to it. But with her, off of what she did with the kid and everything, because I disagree with that. Sorry, world. But you know what I'm saying? I think a kid should always be a kid, and you should allow them to grow. If she came 18 and decided to do what she already did at 16, I have no problem with it. But for a kid to make a choice of, I want to have a sex change, and then I want to switch over, I think it's inappropriate, especially how much as a grown adult you change your mind on what you want. You know, how many people are going through the phase of not knowing that they're gay or not? You know what I'm saying? Like, I like women, and then 5 years from now, they don't like women. The same thing for a guy, you know what I'm saying? So, but, and it's open, her marriage is open, and it has been reported that her marriage is currently open. She has an open marriage where, they both do this.
Okay.
With me, that women should have the right to cheat. It's different for me. If, like, my situation now, if we win the lottery or she wins the lottery or whatever, no. Because of the simple fact, I've known you when you was broke, rich, anything. But if I'm married into somebody that has money and everything, and she's kinky, and I know she's kinky, and I know she likes this, and I know she likes that, I already accepted that when I met her. So yeah, a woman can have a right to cheat if you going into it knowing who you marrying. Because you can have a freak of all freaks, and you loving her freak, and she got money. She a freak, and she likes some extra dick. I can't control that, but I want to marry her because I'm going to have I'm going to have a beautiful life, regardless. So, yeah, I was tolerated. So it's all about the situation.
I'm surprised to hear you say that.
Yes.
I'm shocked over here.
Yeah.
I'm shocked. I thought you was going to cut me down.
No, I thought
you are a whore in the Bible says.
No.
I
think it's all about the situation. I think, like, if Riri ran into money, you know what I'm saying, and y'all together and y'all was with each other when y'all was broke, no, I don't think you should cheat. If you run into some money and you know what I'm saying, she was with you when you was down, I don't think you'd be like, because I got money now, I can hold you. Like, you know what I'm saying? It's like, I didn't marry this. Like, you know what I'm saying? But if you're going into a fresh situation and you know that your man he's used to threesomes, he used to this, and he used to that, and it's just sometimes ain't your speed. You get what I'm saying? But you loving what he's bringing to the table with you. You know what I'm saying? Or she is. You let that be what it is naturally. You know what I'm saying? And you accept it and you move forward with it. But it's something that you've been down to the low with and y'all come up and now things are great. That ain't what I married onto.
Yeah. When it comes down to like celebrity situations or like you with a pro athlete, I think it should be accepted cheating. Like if you're going from town to town and you know what I'm saying, like it'd be months at a time and like you knew what this person was like when you met them, you kind of expect that, you know, they gonna be doing this while they out. Why is you even tripping? So it's like, I hate it, like when I see some of these
basketball wives.
Yeah, the basketball wives in particular. I'm glad you caught that one. It's like you don't think that he's doing this already?
Like shocking. Like, come on, stop it. And just to be honest, a man is always naturally more of a fiend and whore of sex. Women can go 2 weeks sometimes without even doing anything. You know what I'm saying? And then they be ready to pop off. Most women. You got your fiends that always want it, but most women. And then go 3 weeks without, especially when you 5, 10, 15 years into the situation, it really is like that for a woman. They drive ain't there. It don't stop for us. You get what I'm saying? Well, me, it don't stop. Like, you know what I'm saying? Most men, it don't stop. So, you know, when you get in a situation with an athlete who's always got energy and, you know what I'm saying? He got his adrenaline rushing and he need that relaxation at night after he get through fucking practicing and stuff, and you ain't gonna always want to answer that bell. That bell got to be answered.
Yeah. It's hard.
Especially when you're making millions.
Yeah,
you don't need no extra stress.
Chase, like, you know, sometimes you're going to get tired of running. Like, look, man, my hotel room is...
I just, you know, that's the thing that impressed me with people like LeBron. You know what I'm saying? And even like Jordan.
Got to keep you fucking.
Yes. But to keep it under wraps.
Yeah.
Because he respects his wife.
Yeah, it ain't that.
He respects his wife.
He's very
his
wise
family,
at who he chooses.
And he knows that something like that could ruin his brand.
He's very wise at who he chooses. He don't deal with random women.
Mm-hmm.
He deal with women that probably signed a contract of this is
Some
what it is.
Some type of NDA.
Yes. It's like his choice ain't like Kobe, you know what I'm saying, rest in peace, but you know what I'm saying, you'll meet up with a random chick and then it's all over the news that you raped her. It's like he never got into that scandal. Michael Jordan either.
Right.
Only thing they ever got on Mike was him gambling.
Yeah.
Like, you know what I'm saying? I guarantee you Mike was knocking off women.
Oh, yeah.
Guarantee.
Ain't illegal.
Yes.
Delightful.
I disagree with all y'all.
Come on, we need it.
For me personally, I don't care if I married into money or we came up together. We made a contract and we made vows, and I'm very a stickler on that. If you promise to love me through everything, up, down, bad, good health, bad health, rich, poor, whatever, sickness and health, be a man and be a woman of your word. I think we so...
You can stop looking over at me when you each sentence.
No, I think we get so caught up in this whole idea of money is going to make you happy. Yeah. And you'll deal with a little bit more because of money. At the end of the day, when you leave this world, there is no money. You're not taking none of this stuff with you. All you have is your conscience and your spirit and your morals.
Go ahead.
And for me, morality, I just feel like that's a bunch of crap. You know, you shouldn't be allowed to get away with doing sin or committing adultery because you might have more money than this person. Sin is sin no matter what.
True.
And Gabrielle Union, bullshit. She's a hypocrite because when Dwayne Wade had that baby, she was so pissed. They broke up. Now all of a sudden you want to put it out there. Oh well, I made more money than my first husband, so I was allowed to cheat. Bullshit. From what I've heard, you the man of the relationship now anyway, so it really doesn't matter.
Sorry, Dwayne.
So I don't look to her for advice on marriage or anything because I see her morals is not the same as mine. We believe in something totally different. So I just don't agree.
Man, we need
and people can say what you can write and say what you want to say. I'm a hypocrite, but this is how I feel personally. I'm not dealing with it. You know, my spirit is more important than a couple of dollars.
No, I feel you on that.
I'm sorry. I wasn't trying to be judgmental. I'm just saying.
No, you definitely had some heat on that. Hold on.
We need a moral compass around
here. Definitely do. Can we get kind of loose and silly sometimes? It's like that's some bullshit.
And Delta be over there with the Delta face.
Yeah.
You know?
Birds and Twerpin.
What's the story behind this birds and Twerpin? Because she got hit. She getting hit with
That's how she be looking like. She'll look up and stuff like that, like it's flying birds and stuff. And she get lost in that little look. And you be like, you here with us? Like,
I daydream.
yes, I'm here with you.
I daydream. What's wrong with that?
Birds and Twerpin.
Whatever.
All right, we can slide to this last discussion topic. It was one that you had sent over to me, True. It's about cancel culture. I'm gonna play this right here.
Good.
R. Kelly, 11 platinum albums, 40 million albums sold worldwide, 3 Grammy wins. In 2022, he was convicted of 3 counts of producing child pornography and 3 counts of enticing a minor to engage in sexual activity. I am not here in any way to cape for R. Kelly. However, there is a disparity I want to talk about. This is Neil Diamond. He wrote the song Sweet Caroline about 7-year-old Caroline Kennedy. He hadn't met her at the time, but what kind of good times never felt so good with a 7-year-old in mind? Yet you can still hear this being played at Fenway and other white people functions across the land. Elvis. He has a well-documented history of dating underage girls. He started dating Priscilla when she was 14, yet his biopic came out last year and it grossed almost $300 million globally. Steven Tyler. He's literally being sued right now for sexual assault allegations. He started sleeping with this girl here, Julia Holcomb, when she was 16. Yet I hear nobody talking about canceling Don't Want to Miss a Thing or Dream On. Jerry Lee Lewis married his 13-year-old cousin, bro. His 13-year-old cousin. Similarly, Kyrie Irving, due to some anti-Semitic sentiments, was forced to apologize and lost major sponsorships. However, people like Brett Favre, who misappropriated $77 million from the state of Mississippi, had nothing done to him. And Dana White, currently the president of the USC, was caught on camera physically assaulting his wife and nothing. I'm not asking that black men be not held accountable like white men are, but I do think it's time to start talking about white men being held accountable like us.
Go ahead. That's never going to happen because the system isn't designed to protect us. It was designed enforced, and it's to protect them. So while what he's saying is a lot of truth in what he's saying, at the end of the day, it's not going to happen. Because first of all, we as a race of people, we got to start protecting and defending ourselves. And we don't do that. They know how to we have been so programmed to be so separate from each other. If one of us feel like one of us is outshining us, we get so jealous and we try to pull that person out instead of trying to protect that person and build them up. So that would never, cancel culture will never affect them the way it affects us because it was designed for us. It was designed for people that speak out against this bullshit agenda that is being pushed on us. If you speak truth, they want to cancel you. They try to dig up as much dirt they can on you instead of listening to what is the truth, what is being said, and what is happening, what we see with our very 2 fucking eyes that's going on in the world. So it's sad. It's sad. It's trivial that we have to that I'm not defending R. Kelly. because what he did was wrong.
Wrong.
But he isn't the only one that has done this.
No.
He is not the only one that has assaulted, raped, molested, sodomized children.
Go ahead.
The whole Hollywood, all them people need to be prosecuted. All them directors, all them executives, all those stock board members, actors, actresses, all of them, they need to be held accountable for what they did as well, because he's not the only one.
Epstein is
Epstein.
That's all I wanted to give you a little more ammunition on what you were saying. Is Epstein. It was a whole documentary done on Netflix. Have you heard anything?
Yeah.
Have you heard anything from it?
No.
Have you heard anything? She's suing them.
The Trump dude. No.
Well, there's Epstein and then there's Weinstein. Both of them did shit.
But Epstein was supplying the underage girls. He was putting
Isley was supplying them to
Epstein. Yeah, right. But Epstein was
supplying
once he
them
got
to other celebrities.
Yes.
Officials. You got your
Trump was involved in that.
Clinton was involved.
Yes, Clinton. Leo DiCaprio.
And they was all coming to that little island.
It's a lot. Yes.
Anybody that went to that little island most likely fucked somebody that was underage.
Yes.
Right.
And that's what they don't want to come out. They don't want them ledgers and all of them documents to come out that say who fucking visited that island, because it was some nasty, nefarious shit going on that island, and that's why they killed Epstein. They didn't want him to flip.
And how many more islands is there?
Right.
How many
You think
more
he just invented that shit?
How many more? You got the prince of the brother, the prince of the brother or the king. He visited there. It's been documented where their whole family has raped and sodomized kids. You got priests and preachers and all.
Yep.
This world is so corrupt.
It's fucked up.
And it is. It's never gonna be right until we stand up and stand together and fight against it.
But that's the thing about it. They have created a system that blinds us in the sense of you bringing up this Trump situation and you bringing up unnecessary a Republican with Democrat, and we get caught up in these systems. Then what's the obvious of what's actually happening?
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Even though I'm a Democrat, you know what I'm saying? It's like it's laws being passed right now that's hurting us.
Yep.
You know what I'm saying? And I'm Democratic and I can't stand a black dude that's Republican. It's just like they get us caught in that. You know what I'm saying? It's just like us frowning upon of a 20-year-old or 15-year-old girl getting pregnant in the black community. It can happen in the white community, and it's support by the community. You know what I'm saying? But when it happens in our community, that mother don't help that daughter to really get through that situation. She usually on her own trying to figure it out. It's so much stuff that affects us as a race. You know what I'm saying? That it just trickles down into our kids, and we constantly just diminishing our value in this world. You know what I'm saying? It's like, in my last song that I wrote, it's like, I was like, the 80s, took a toll on us. The 90s, we in Gates. The system have a hold on us. You know what I'm saying? And it's like, they put coke into our communities in the 80s. Mm-hmm. We created crack. Mm-hmm. Then we get life sentences off of this. Mm-hmm. You get what I'm saying? That hurts the next generation of not having their dads in their life because they locked up behind bars. Mm-hmm. That hurts our generation now because the dads that was around to this generation couldn't really show their kid of what to do because of the simple fact they put women in position to raise the kids. That's why they came with Section 8. In Section 8, a dude couldn't be on that Section 8 with a woman. Yep. You get what I'm saying? Or she was getting kicked out. Food stamps. You as a single woman right now, if you was making minimum wage, you could get assistance. A dude tried to do the same thing, they sending him through the ringer. You know what I'm saying? It's just like they try to keep the black man down in a sense so they can't be. And we get fall in the trap. We doing stupid shit to get ourselves arrested, and we're so built up with anger that when we on the street, we shooting and killing each other and have a survival instinct because of what we have seen growing up, and it's a destroyful mindset that they have put in us that we can't even grow. Mm-hmm. You know what I'm saying? I can't grow.
But and I wanted to just piggyback off of what you said with that one. They have programmed us, and it started back in slavery, when they would have each plantation owner would have their best fighter, their biggest Negro, fight each other. Mm-hmm. That created a conscious mindset of that's my enemy, but that's really your brother. Yeah. But it created that division. Can't trust that nigga. Look at them niggas. If you fight good, I'll give you extra piece of cornbread. You know what I'm saying? It's just like, what is that?
And not only that, it's the punitive part of it. Because if I don't win, master's gonna kill me.
Yeah.
Period.
Mm-hmm. I want to say, like, a lot of the white males with power and influence, like you see how things get treated differently. Mm-hmm. Like with Dana White slapping his wife.
They ain't said nothing.
It's like
about
they got that on video. Like we was earlier in the episode talking about Jonathan Majors, they don't have video. Mm-hmm. When the Ray Rice situation, they had video.
His career was over.
Yeah, it was over with. Kareem Hunt, like when he did what he did to video. They have video.
And some of this is going to sound a little familiar. It's going to sound like Ray Rice because it is surveillance video of Kansas City Chiefs star Kareem Hunt striking a woman during a dispute in a hotel. It just seems like he has a disregard for her as a human being at one point.
Right there, somebody else gets pushed into her, but I think probably the most shocking thing happens a little bit later on when he takes his foot and he kicks her while she's on the ground.
What about the one with Solange and Jay-Z?
Well, that's a female. Mm-hmm. We talking about black men, like we don't escape cancel culture.
No.
The way white men.
Yeah, white men escape stuff.
I haven't even heard anything about that Dana White.
I didn't know nothing about
Dana White.
She slapped Dana White. He slapped her ass back. And like nothing happened. But Jonathan Majors, like he got to go to trial and all this other stuff. Like, why Dana White don't have to go to trial?
Mm-hmm. They married.
It's on video, though.
That was just a misunderstanding.
Yeah, it's just everything that, it's a sad situation, you know what I'm saying, that we continue to fall in that trap of what is set up in front of us. It's just like with, Blueface and Krishan, you know what I'm saying, I became obsessed with it. You know what I'm saying? Like, damn, like, what's going on next with them? It's because my mind is now programmed to look at this bullshit. Like, you know what I'm saying? And it's like, drama attracts, you know what I'm saying? But at the same time, that's what they want our mind to be focused in on. Then what's the reality, like that video? And that's why I sent it. It was like, you know what I'm saying? Like, damn, I didn't even know this. Like, I need to send this to somebody. Like, you know what I'm saying? But when I researched them all, it was all true. And R. Kelly getting 30, 40 years in jail.
Yeah. Right.
And these dudes is still able to live life, and it's just crazy to me. It's just
their reputation isn't tarnished or anything
at all. They just go underground, like even Weinstein. Like now that he's going through that shit, his stuff is underground. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. His money's still circling. Able to keep him supported.
They moved him out of general population into secure population because he has health issues.
Yeah, he was doing that fake stuff. He like, I'm gonna do it Cosby.
Well, what about? And they didn't even do that for Cosby.
They didn't
he still had to stay in general population population. What about R. Kelly? He said he might have COVID. He's a diabetic. I'm like, nope, nigga, you staying right here in general population. It's a double standard.
That's a good one. That was the last segment that we had.
I kind of went on a rant.
The only other thing that I wanted to say,
thank you,
because I did not get a really good chance to speak on this.
Yes.
The only thing I wanted to say was that, you know, to piggyback off of what the truth said, you know, they hit us with all of this bullshit, right? Just so that we are not looking at the legislation that's being passed on a city level. Yes. Legislation that's being passed on a state level. Legislation that's being passed on a federal level. Yeah. You know, they don't want us to be thinking about all of that stuff because, you know, what we really as citizens should be doing with our everyday, you know what I mean, is going to our local city council meetings, is going to our local state council meetings. And now, you know, all of this stuff is actually online now. It's like we could actually participate in this stuff, but we've been programmed not to.
The president is going to solve everything.
And that's what we've been programmed to believe, that if you go out and you vote for the president, you can change the world. When that's not the case. In order to change anything, it starts on a local level. It starts with these dirty aldermen. It starts with these dirty, you know, council people, these dirty senators, local senators, state senators. You know, you have to start in your own backyard to start cleaning some of this shit up. And until, you know, blacks and Latinos get together, you know what I mean? Because right now they kind of have blacks and Latinos pitted against each other to the point where, you know, some of the same stuff that we are facing, you know, separately, but the same as being people of color, it's like we could probably change and eradicate a lot of this shit if we got together, but we don't. They programmed us not to be this way.
If you hit record to that, let me know.
It should be recording right now.
The team was popping, put it close to your ear hole. You want reviews, we gotta sit back for info. Popping and never stopping and leaving y'all wanting more. The team was popping. The team was popping. The team was popping.